All right, sometimes in bourbon, you know, you like things, you don't like things. We're going to kind of give you a list of some things don't go hunting for.
Yeah, we got 10 bottles not to hunt for this allocation season, and I'm just going to tell you all right now, we got some hot takes on some of these bottles.
We got hot takes, and actually...
we don't even agree with some of our own takes.
We don't completely agree, so this should be a fun video. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to talk through some things not to necessarily hunt for in your bourbon journey.
This allocation season. So
Which I feel like allocation season is now, you know how, well, in our area, we don't really have a summer, winter, fall, and spring. There's like a spring, summer, and a fall, winter that all, like, we have like 2 seasons now. I think this is allocation season for us. Like,
oh no, 1000%.
There's always allocation season, I feel like.
Well, okay. So certain brands have figured out, instead of dumping everything in September, like some of the big boys will dump it in the summer. We'll dump it late January, early February, March, something like that.
Yeah.
You kind of get that break, I don't know, somewhere in April to July, August, somewhere in there. But here's the problem for us locally. We have Derby.
Yeah.
So Derby's right in the middle of all that, and Derby just blows everything up.
Yeah. Well, and right now, I would consider right now for us, and this is like October, mid-October, this is kind of a little bit of a slow kind of...
Yeah, but stuff's still coming out.
Stuff is coming out.
13 colonies hitting our area right now as we speak. 13 colony 00.
But it's not like what it has been. And so, like, to me, like, I feel like we're getting this calm before a winter storm in some sense. Yeah. So anyway, hit the like, subscribe, turn on notifications. That way you can be made aware of videos when we post them. And we can talk out of our head about bourbon season.
But we have 10 bottles we're going to talk about.
10 bottles.
Again, some of these bottles, like Dave and I won't even agree with each other on, on some of these takes.
Correct.
I'm surprised some you picked. You're definitely surprised at some I picked. And yeah, it's not going to...
I love the hate you're going to get for one of them at least.
I'm going to get some hate. I'm probably going to actually really get hate on these two. I think more than anything. But I think once I explain them, I won't say they'll be understood, but you know, you're going to get hate on one of them. Maybe 2.
Maybe 2. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You want to go first or you want me to?
I'll go first. Why not? Let's break this in. Here we go. The first one on my list, and this drops like once or twice a year, usually.
I think once a year.
Yeah. This is the Woodford. This is their like their batch series. I don't know what they necessarily. The master collection is basically what it is. By far one of the coolest bottle shapes.
Yeah, actually, I don't hate the club bottle at all.
And sometimes this is good, but in my bourbon journey, where I've been, this has been one of the biggest misses for the price of the bottle that I can remember. And so for me, if I see this on the shelf, I'm passing this by. Like, it's not one that I hunt for.
I think the biggest problem with this bottle is the cost. I think if the cost wasn't so bad, it'd be much easier to say, maybe it's just not your jam. I haven't loved this. I've sampled this out quite a bit, obviously. This is from a couple years ago as well. I just don't love them.
Yeah.
Like, and I know some of these bottles pop up on like end of the year list or whatever, and I always kind of feel like, man, like, I get it because these bottles are everywhere. Yeah. But I feel like if you really get a good assortment of bottles to pick from, this is never on. Yeah,
and Woodford is everywhere. That is the thing about it is Woodford is generally speaking everywhere. Yeah, and so you being able to get this as an allocated bottle at some point in the year is probably pretty high. But for us around here, this would not even be on my list of things to try to get.
Yeah, so I agree. All right, my first one gonna be Old Michter's Toasted Bourbon. This is, for me, I always look forward to anything toasted that comes out of Michter's. You know, big fan of them in general. Love pretty much everything they do. I was disappointed in this year just because I feel like it's boring and kind of mid, I guess, or kind of meh. You know, I know whenever these are good and these are right, they're really right. And just this one to me this year, it's kind of boring.
It was off profile for sure.
I don't even know if it was so much off profile. It's just like there wasn't a ton to the profile.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, I feel like they're toasted.
You're gonna break that cork.
It's my bottle, so I can break the cork.
That's true. At 1,000% he can.
I feel like they're toasted generally smell toasted and all that stuff. And I feel like that's where this missed.
Yeah.
And honestly, the toasted only comes out in the finish on this. And so, like, I get what you're saying because that one up there
is really good.
Yeah,
I agree.
This one's good, but I'm glad I didn't pay retail for it. So I can agree with you. Like,
yeah, because you did a trade.
I traded for this, so I'm happy that I traded for it. So take your bottle back.
Take your
my next one is, and I don't think this is this year's.
I don't have this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have this year's, but if this has been good in the past.
They've been excellent
in
the past.
And for whatever reason, I got this year's. And this year's, we did a review of it and all that good stuff. And it was fine. But I don't think it was up to the standard of what Chattanooga is generally... what Chattanooga generally does. And so for me, this would be one, like if I saw this is not one that I would want to get either.
It's not that it's bad, it's just it's not worth buying.
Right.
Like to me, like I have very high opinions on Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And just this one to me, it's just like I feel like I can get something else in their line. Like their Bottle and Bond, I think is way better than this.
Sure.
And this is like their quote unquote LE. And like that very first one they came out with, like I think it had 10-year-old Njuki in it.
Yeah.
And it was just incredible. So, but yeah, it's just this one. It's not that it's necessarily bad. I just don't, like, I don't know where it fits your profile or where it fits like the bar you might have, unless you're just like a hardcore Chattanooga fan.
Yeah.
So, all right. 13th Colony Cask Strength Bourbon. And the reason why I pulled this one is basically the same reason for the Chattanooga. It's not that this one is bad. It's that, and Dave actually brought this up when we were doing the review, and I totally agree that for just spending a few more bucks, you can get the two basic expressions, and I think you're better off doing that than this.
Yeah. I think the two basic expressions are awesome.
I agree.
And this just kind of, to me, falls short of special.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not one of those, like, you know, this is allocated in our area, so, and I think it's allocated in most areas, so you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, what is that, 180 or something like that?
No,
160?
it's not that much. It's less than $100.
Is it less than 100?
Yeah, it's like 90-something bucks.
Oh, yeah, because
at least
when
what
we
I spent
talked about
on
it, the two normals are like 50 and $60, so you were going to spend
I think it's like 50 and 45 or something. I think you were going to spend like $5 to $10 more.
Yeah,
for the two basic ones in this. At least that's what I did.
I agree with that. I think that.
So that's kind of like the thing. Like whenever I look at something, like, and that goes back to the Chattanooga, right? If you're going to buy that instead of like the Bottle and Bond that sits on shelves, like I expect it, if it's supposed to be a limited release and it's supposed to be like your LE and it's supposed to be special, then I expect it to be better than kind of like your basic expression.
Yes.
You know, or at least that's the hopes. Or it's just a totally different profile of something.
Yeah.
This is kind of how I feel about like the basic bourbon. Like yes, this is cask strength, but like I just feel like this isn't necessarily even better than the basic.
Right.
So
I agree with you. All right. For me, the next on my list is the Old Forester 117 series.
This secretly pains me. Which one did you even pick?
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, you picked the High Angel Share Batch 3?
Yeah. It just all of them in general. I think after about Warehouse K.
I think 1910s were after that.
Okay, so 1910.
And Whiskey Row Fire.
Whiskey Row was anything after Whiskey Row Fire, which has been like 3 or 4 releases.
Yeah.
Has been okay. Some of them not good at all. Like the rum one.
The rum one was kind of a miss.
Not good. This one is fine. Like we did the review and like we just held Angel Share 1 to such a high standard, and 2 was good.
Angel Share was a top 10 whiskey of the year, and
Yeah.
I think Whiskey Row Fire contended for a top 10.
Yeah, it did.
Like
And so
maybe I'm right or wrong in this, but like whenever I know you're capable of making a top 10 whiskey of the year, like that's pretty incredible, right? So like I understand sometimes, like for example, the Scotch finish, right? Like we didn't expect anything from the Scotch finish.
no, we didn't.
But the Scotch finish wasn't bad for what it was.
No.
But you're able to produce a banger out of this and get that going and make it right. And just like, you know, you've had like almost a year where you've really done anything like that.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if you're really meeting that standard.
And to me, it's just stop doing the 117 series then. Like, people are going to buy it, and that they're not going to stop doing it because
Sure.
people are going to buy it. But the truth is this series is fallen off in that sense of being like so good that you can't not get it. I haven't gotten the last 3.
Yeah.
Because I've just been I'm not going to drink these because I don't like them that much, and so
Yeah.
why do it?
I won't say it's falling off. I'll just say they're not producing the bangers that they're capable of, in my opinion.
And so for me, that means falling off.
I know, we're used to your words.
Yeah.
All right, next one. See, maybe I could basically say the exact same thing for this, what you just said, with Jose Magna Cigar Blend.
Yeah.
You know, here's the really weird thing about this. I love these when these are right.
Yeah.
Like, I really do. Like I think we
have 175. I think that's the batch that we have. That we really
that
like.
one was really good.
Really good.
Do you still have that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you drink that? I haven't drank that in a while.
I'll bring it over next time.
Well,
Or hey,
we'll drink
you're
on
coming
Thursday.
Yeah, you're coming Thursday. So.
But man, when these are right, they're just so awesome. This is, I don't know if this,
109, I think you said.
yeah, this is one of my, this is my oldest, or I'm sorry, my youngest of my older batches I have. I just kind of feel like these are getting a little bit more expensive. They're creeping up in price all the time, and they're just not the same. Like,
Yeah.
for a while, every time I seen these, I had to have it.
Yeah.
Like I had.
But you were probably paying 170, 165.
Maybe 135.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean, now it's +2 plus.
Yeah, it's like 250, 275, depending on where you're buying it from.
Yeah.
Like, it was a must-have, and these are, to me, not a must-have anymore.
Yeah.
Do I understand if you haven't ever had one, you want to try one? Sure, 1,000%.
Find somebody that has one of the banger batches.
Yeah, I was just drinking on I think it was like batch 38, 39, 37, something like
I
that
bet
the other
that one's
day.
really, yeah.
Oh,
I
man,
bet
it was like old, just delicious.
All right, my next one, and some people are going to hate me for this, but that's okay.
Me included.
I like it. Yeah. So here's the deal. I love Old Forester, and
Are you sure? You've picked 2?
I have picked 2.
3 of your 5 bottles are Brown Foreman.
But here's the deal. These all, I'm not going to say they taste the same. They don't taste the same. But these all have a certain level of heat to them, generally speaking, that if that's not your cup of tea, which it's not always my cup of tea. I don't mind it. But, and I'll scream this to the top of my lungs, you give me the Black Label 100 proof single barrels, those are all my jam. And I just feel like these have all been kind of subpar to me over the last little bit. And I don't know when that one was made. This is
one of Jackie's.
Yeah, this is one of Jackie's, so this is probably really good.
It is perfection.
Perfection. But generally speaking,
perfection.
But generally speaking, like they just, to me, they've not been good enough to consider like buying them. I pass on these all the time. I see them all the time.
Well, do you pass on them all the time now because they're so much more available?
No, I just pass on them now because I feel like I know what to expect with them, and the expectation is I don't love it. I would much rather have 100 proof where I get the same flavor profile without having to deal with the spice or the burn on the front end of it that generally comes with these. So
yeah, I still love them. So yeah. I don't have anything to say.
You're like, I hate
How
you.
dare you?
How dare you? How dare you?
I'll start.
Listen, Old Forester.
Here we
I
go.
know you don't love Zach Rayner, but he loves you. And that should count for something. Just saying.
Probably something. All right. Talk about one I'm definitely going to get hate on because everybody in the world loves this bottle except for us. This is the new Little Book. The Infinite? Is it the Infinite? Yeah, the Infinite. Look, I'm not going to say everybody's wrong on this, but definitely the Booker's Reserve is better. That's actually really good, I think. And I think that one's going to sneakily contend for top 10 whiskey of the year.
I think you're right.
I think this one is just not put together very well. Could you go back and reblend it? Maybe it turns out something right, maybe. I just don't think this is great.
$200. Just go back
more
to
than that.
Whatever it is. It's at least $200.
Yeah.
Go back to Booker 24 2s or 24 3s, and you're getting the same thing.
Oh, you're talking like they're basic Bookers or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, like
I feel like you're getting the same thing. Like, and if you like those, then why would you spend that much money on this that tastes almost exactly the same?
The only thing I'll say is maybe we have a tainted bottle in some way, shape, or form, but I'm telling you guys, the Booker's Reserve is actually really good.
I've tasted this bottle. I've tasted a bottle at 2 different bars, and it's the same to me.
I agree, man. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just not special in my opinion.
All right, here's the one I'm going to get to hate on.
I'm going to hate you more for it than probably any of them.
Four Roses LE 2024 batch. If you've seen the review, you know that I just don't like this.
It smells incredible.
For whatever reason, this is not in my profile liking at all.
It smells like an apple orchard and strawberry orchard.
And the truth is I'm really happy that I didn't have to go wait for it or anything like that.
He wasn't going to wake up.
I wasn't going to wake up. But I'm happy I didn't wake up. I mean, truthfully, like, I would have spent $230 on this bottle and I would have been really unhappy and looking for someone to trade for something else with it. That's just me. I'm hoping that at our end of the year stuff that this changes my opinion, because I have not had it since we tried it and it was a fresh crack when I tried it. I'm hoping it changes my mind. Like,
I think what Dave's going to do at the end of the year is place this pretty high in a blind.
You think so?
I think that's what you're going to do.
Okay.
I think you're going to do it.
We'll see.
And you're not going to like that you did it, but you're going to do it. Because I think it's awesome.
I know you think it's awesome, for sure. So, it is what it is. Sorry to the Four Roses, because y'all know my love for Four Roses if you've been on this channel at all. I love Four Roses.
He'll blind it. He'll figure out he loves it.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we'll blind this and we'll figure out we love it.
No, we won't.
Old Forester, Birthday Bourbon, 2024. If we didn't get enough hate on the fact that we didn't love the Little Book, we definitely got a lot of hate for not loving this year's Birthday Bourbon. I'm not saying it's bad.
It's not bad.
But nobody in their right mind is going to sit there and try 2019 or 2021 Birthday Bourbon and say that this is better than them. Those are outstanding. Two different profiles. 19 is very fruity.
Yep.
21's like almost like King Junior Light. I look at Birthday Bourbon as this. It's supposed to be an incredibly special bottle. There's probably maybe half a dozen bottles that you maybe look for more every year than Birthday Bourbon. Like out of like the whole like secondary or whatever. Like of course you'd say BTAC and Pappy, Kings, stuff like that. But then after that, like Birthday Bourbon's right there.
It is.
It's always going to be right there. So the amount of attention it's going to seek, the amount of money it's going to demand, I think it demands to have an awesome profile. And do I like the spice that comes with this year? Sure. I think it's fun. It's a little off profile, a little different. But like just overall, just not super special. It doesn't drink special at all. I have picks from Jackie back there that are way better at 100 proof than what this is. And you could say it's a single barrel, sure, I get that, but my point is like I'm literally saying a black label single barrel from the distillery is better than a birthday bourbon, and that should never happen.
No,
so
it should never happen.
All right,
I don't know that I have anything else to add to that other than I agree with
I'll
everything you said. Yeah, I agree
I
with that.
want this to be great. This should be great year in, year out. This should compete for whiskey of the year.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with an age statement, low proof, or whatever else. This should be great, and just not. All right. Let us know in the comments below what we got right, what we got wrong, and let me know my hate that I know is coming my way for it. So, and let us know also what are some bottles you all have had that are disappointing or that you're not even worried about hunting.
For sure, yeah. I'd love to know your disappointing bourbons, for sure. All right, well, till next time.
We'll see you.
We'll see you.